Today, we are having brunch at Lamplight Lounge in Disney, California Adventure. I'm gonna try a ton of different food and drinks, including some old favorites and some dishes that are new to me. I'll be giving you my honest review and letting you know if it's worth making a reservation at this brunch hotspot. One of the hardest reservations to find here at Disneyland is at Lamplight Lounge, specifically for brunch. This is the place to be for dining and drinking as the vibes and views are incredible. No pun intended. Brunch is only served 3 days a week on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. And if you're lucky enough to snag a res, you're in for a treat, at least from what I can remember. I've eaten here plenty of times, but only once for brunch, and it was awesome, especially the brunch burger. Oh man, that was good. Talking about that brunch burger has me pretty hungry, so let's go head inside to Lamplight Lounge. All right, we have made it down to our table, or should I say little bar ledge here. I guess if you're a party of one, you're not allowed to sit at an actual table outside. You pretty much have to sit at this bar ledge despite having a reservation and everything. But we've made it out here. It is a beautiful morning. It's a little bit gloomy. My whole trip to Disneyland, the mornings have been super gloomy, and then by around noon or so, it starts to brighten up and become really, really sunny, that usual California weather. But we are overlooking the Fun Wheel, the Incredicoaster, sitting literally right over the water here, over the lagoon, and this is like the main highlight to this restaurant for me, especially these days. I feel like the food and drinks here used to be so good, and in the past year or so, things have really fallen off. They've started like messing with the menu and adding things to where you can only get certain things at the boardwalk dining area. If you didn't know, there are kind of like two separate places at Lamplight Lounge to dine. You could dine at Lamplight Lounge proper, or you could dine at Lamplight Lounge boardwalk dining. The Lamplight Lounge proper is the reservation spot. This is where you gotta fight to find a reservation, and the boardwalk dining, which is right behind me up there, is gonna be walk up. So you just join on the app or you talk to a cast member out front. It's a little bit easier to get into the boardwalk dining area. And I know some of you watching may have been to Lamplight Lounge before, and when you came, you probably ordered the lobster nachos. Breaking news, I don't know if this is like well known or not, but they no longer serve the lobster nachos here at Lamplight Lounge. You have to go to the boardwalk dining area to get them. So that's a strange update to me. They've kind of updated the menu to be more like entree style instead of like shareable small plates that it used to be for lunch and dinner. But enough on lunch and dinner. We are here today for brunch. Like I said, this is only my second time dining at Lamplight Lounge for brunch, and I'm hoping it's just as good as I remember. And any good brunch, of course, starts with a brunch beverage. They've got plenty to choose from here on the menu at Lamplight Lounge. You can take a look right here. I'll tell you guys my favorite drink on the menu. Where is it? Oh no, I don't see it. Don't tell me they got rid of it. Oh, no, here it is. It's just on the inside. The Open Ocean with a Splash. It's almost like a blue raspberry slushy, but it has a creamy, almondy kind of flavor to it, and it's strong. It is a frozen drink, and usually frozen drinks aren't that strong, but I'm telling you, do not let it fool you. It is so delicious. But I think since we're here for brunch, I might change it up and get something a little bit different this time around. I believe this Java Martini here is quite new, and you guys know how I feel about a good espresso martini, so I believe this is like the Lamplight Lounge equivalent, so I might have to check that out. Now, along with the cocktails on this menu, there's also a secret menu full of different drinks that they have. Some of them are really good, and one is really, really strong. The Mickey's Fun Wheel that they used to have at this place when it was, I forget what it was called, before it was Lamplight Lounge, and before they turned this whole area into Pixar Pier. But I've gotten the Mickey's Fun Wheel a handful of times, and it is so strong, guys. I don't know all the rest of them off the top of my head, but my good friend Juliet actually wrote an article detailing all of the secret menu drinks here at Lamplight Lounge. So I'm gonna leave the link to that article in the description. So if you guys are interested in checking out those secret menu drinks, head to the link down below, because like I said, some of them are quite fun and some of them are like themed after different characters. Along with all of the drinks that we just went over, I believe there are some that are like exclusive to the brunch menu here. I know one one of them is that mimosa flight. I believe it comes with 4 different flavors of mimosa. You can kind of choose which ones you'd like. If I remember correctly, they have like a watermelon flavor that I enjoyed. And the cinnamon toast cocktail is another one that I believe is brunch exclusive. I don't know if this beer mimosa is or not, but I know for sure these 2 are going to be brunch exclusive. So we might have to try one of them out as well. And I am ready for a drink, guys. Our first beverage has arrived. This is the Java Martini. It has tequila, coffee and vanilla liqueurs, and hazelnut cream cold foam for $19. I am sorry, guys, but I truly cannot get over the presentation of this drink here. I mean, this is pathetic, if I must admit. $20 almost for an espresso martini, and you've got it spilling all over the side. I can't even pick this glass up without getting dirty. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't just remake it or like clean up the glass a little bit. I don't know. I would never serve this to a guest, and I quite honestly can't believe it was served to me. Let's try it. It's strong, so I'll give them that. I'm noticing the milk on the inside is curdled. The foam on the top is very, very thick, almost like melted ice cream. That's the kind of consistency it's giving. However, I do taste the tequila in here. Very strong, which I appreciate. It's not overly sweet. I like the slight hazelnutty, nutty kind of flavor. Despite this being probably the worst presented cocktail I have ever received, I actually quite like the taste. It's strong in espresso flavor, it's strong in alcohol flavor. We don't got the 3 beans on top. I have a feeling that's because of the very thick foam, but overall I really like the flavor combinations. You know, I do still think the best espresso martini in the park is over at Carthay Circle. Man, they are killing the game with the espresso martinis over there, but this is pretty good. And last time I was actually at Lamplight Lounge, I asked if they had an espresso martini, and they did not. It was more of like a coffee that they shook like an espresso martini and kind of made it like an espresso martini with a bunch of cream and stuff. This is newer to the menu, so I'm excited I got to come try it out, and I'm excited they actually have like a passable espresso martini on the menu. But man, Lamplight Lounge, if you're listening, that presentation is not acceptable. Hey guys, I'm not too sure what's going on here at Lamplight Lounge, but my server just let me know that they're actually closing down the kitchen. I don't know if there was some type of urgency. I am really not quite sure, but we've got to put our food order in now. We've got to order everything at once. I was hoping to kind of order a couple things first and then a couple things next, because like I said, I want to try as much of this as I can to give you guys a full review, but we've got to order it all at once. Let me show you guys the menu for food, what we're working with. Here we go. Not that big of a menu. As you can see, there are only really 6 things, 6 entrees on this menu. We got that brunch burger that I was talking about that is oh so delicious, at least from what I can remember. They also have some chilaquiles, a smoked salmon egg white omelet, some French toast. It looks like it has a chai tea custard and some peaches. I don't know, chai tea isn't really my favorite, guys. They also have some vegan potato flautas, steak and eggs. That sounds kind of good. If we move on down, they have some seasonal donuts, and then here's a look at the kids menu here. As of the date of posting, the current seasonal donut flavor is peach cobbler. They always change that up often, and the ones that I've tried, the seasonal donuts, are pretty good. The last ones I tried, I think, were for like Lunar New Year, like last year. They were strawberry mochi, and they were delicious. However, the ones that they have for brunch, they have a special brunch donut, are going to be cinnamon roll flavored. So you know we had to try that. We just placed our order. Some of our food just came out, and we're starting with the donuts. These seasonal cinnamon roll donuts did run me $11 for 5 mini donuts. We've got our mini donut here. This is going to be messy as well, but like I said, I'm so excited to try this. I really like this. The donuts themselves are almost like an old-fashioned donut. They're just a little bit sweet. They're not overly sweet, but then you get all that sweet from the cinnamon glaze on top, and that's the real star. I also like the crunchy aspect that the nuts on top kind of give to this dish. I don't think the icing on top, the vanilla icing, is cream cheese frosting, but man, if they threw some cream cheese frosting, or even better, gave us like a little cream cheese dunk, that would be game over. I think these could be served a little bit hotter. They have been sitting on my table for a little while as I took like videos and stuff of them, but I don't believe they were served really hot like I think they usually are. They're warm and they taste fresh, and the outside is nice and crisp, the inside nice and soft. But if these were served warm and with some type of cream cheese dunk or frosting, they'd be even better. But still, they're really good, and I would definitely get these again when I'm coming to Lamplight Lounge for brunch. I love these kind of mini donuts, and I'm usually not like a sweets for breakfast kind of person, but I feel like this is the perfect sweet to get because I like just a couple of bites of sweet for breakfast or brunch, whatever it may be, and this is like the perfect kind of thing to get to share with your table. So you don't eat all of them, you just get one or two little donuts, and I feel like that's like all the sweet that at least I personally need. But yeah, these are really, really good. I definitely enjoy them. And after those donuts for a little appetizer round here, I also decided to get those potato flautas. This is the plant-based item on the menu, and I feel like they're a good little appetizer as well. You know, I do not eat plant-based, but I love a good plant-based meal, so I'm excited to try these. These are the potato flautas. They have chorizo, piquillo crema, tomatillo serrano salsa, arugula, and an escabeche salad for $19. You know, for $19, I must admit, 3 plant-based tortillas filled with potato and plant-based chorizo does seem a little bit steep. However, I think this should be really good. I love a good potato taco from like Taco Bell and stuff, and I love plant-based sausage and chorizo. This looks really good, and the salsa under there looks delicious as well. That tomatillo salsa, it looks nice and thick. I hope these are crisp. Let's see. Oh yeah, nice and crisp. So they're stuffed with the potatoes on the inside, and then we've got a good generous helping of that plant-based chorizo kind of on top. And I want to knock some of this off because we got to save some for the other bites as well. Let's try this out. Guys, I kid you not, after one bite, this is one of the best things I have eaten this entire trip I've had to the Disneyland resort. This is incredible. And I didn't even get any of the salsa in this bite here yet. The tortilla on the outside is so crispy. You've got those soft potatoes on the inside. That chorizo on top though, that plant-based chorizo is a game changer. It is spicy, it delivers a punch, but it is oh so good. And I love the freshness that that salad on the top kind of gives, but ooh, this is good. We have got to get some of this tomatillo salsa in this next bite. I'm truly speechless. I cannot get over how good these are, and my mouth is on fire. I need a sip of my espresso martini. Oh my gosh. The flavor in these is unbelievable. This is just packed with flavor here. I don't think I'd be able to come to Lamplight Lounge brunch and not order these. I'd even go as far as saying I wish these were on like the regular menu, because I feel like this is not necessarily totally a breakfast item. This is just a good snacking item. And if they had this on the lunch, on the dinner menu, man, I would be back for this all the time. This is incredible. I am truly shook. And again, my mouth is just on fire. But I did ask my server, because I was thinking like, you know, this would be really good with like 2 sunny side up eggs or something on top of it. You are able to add them on top. He said he thinks it's around like $3 or $4 to add eggs. And I feel like a dunk in an egg yolk would be incredible. But man, whether you are plant-based or not, come to Lamplight for brunch and get those flautas. You'd be missing out if you didn't, I'm telling you. And we're on to our next round of food here, and I know this is not like an everyday occurrence, but I wish I was a little bit more well-informed on what the heck is going on, because there's like 10 tables left out of like a lot, and I'm kind of the only one around here. They're cleaning up the restaurant, everything was rushed out, I guess the kitchen closed. I have no idea what's going on, really. And I come to Lamplight Lounge, you know, like relax and enjoy the vibes and enjoy the views and the sights. It's really hard to do right now, but I know, again, like I said, this is not an everyday occurrence. I am still enjoying myself, but it just feels more rushed than usual, which I wish wasn't the case. Round 2 has arrived, and the first thing I want to get to is for sure this burger, because like I said, I remember this being my favorite thing that I tried at Lamplight Lounge last time I was here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they changed this up a bit. This used to be served with watermelon, and now it's served with seasoned potatoes, and it also they used to have a hash brown inside the burger, and I remember that being like the best part, the crispy hash brown patty, and it's not there anymore. So is this new? I don't know how long this new version has been around, but I'm still excited to try it. This here is the Brunch Burger. It has Angus beef, American cheese, 1 egg up, roasted green chili, lettuce, caramelized onions, and paprika aioli on a toasted sesame bun, served with breakfast potatoes for $25. And I feel like we've got to cut this bad boy in half. Like I said, I am kind of upset that we don't get the hash brown patty, but oh yeah, that egg is already oozing everywhere. Bun is a bit crispy. It looks like it could be like a house-made bun. I'm not quite sure, but I definitely want to show you guys the cross-section action. I'm loving that American cheese on there. The burger itself looks nice and charred, but this is what you guys are waiting for, the cross-section shot. So this cross-section does still look quite tasty, and just upon picking it up, this bun definitely seems like different than last time as well. If I'm remembering correctly, it was more of like a soft bun. This has a nice little crisp to it with some sesame seeds. I do enjoy it. Let's take out the pick and try it out. Let me start by saying, this is a good burger. I am definitely going to be enjoying this. I think the egg running down into the patty with the melty American is quite tasty. I also really like the caramelized onions in there. I could use a little bit more. And the green chili adds quite a bit of flavor. While usually I love a good textural contrast and I love a good crunch in any type of food, I feel like a soft bun, maybe some type of sweet bun, would have worked a little bit better with this kind of burger here. I think the lettuce is a bit out of place. I might take the rest of it off. It's good. I'm enjoying it, but I think for sure the old Brunch Burger was a lot better. I am definitely missing that crispy hash brown patty in there. I really, truly think that was the best part of that old Brunch Burger. It really brought everything together so nicely. And maybe they changed the bun to be more of this like harder bun because they took away that crispy element that the hash brown added. And I wonder why they kind of took that away. I feel like Disney always does this thing when there's a food that the general consensus of everyone loves, they change it or they take it away. And I just feel like there's so many really bad foods throughout the parks, way less around Disneyland, that they could change and kind of mess with. But why mess with a good thing? Again, this could have been gone for a while and I just didn't know about it. And like I said, it is still very good and I would definitely still order this again. But I'm wondering why the change. Now this is served with breakfast potatoes now, and I for sure know this used to be served with watermelon, and I feel like the watermelon was great paired with the burger because the burger is so heavy. And it was a nice lighter side. So I know people were kind of wanting potatoes with it, but I like the watermelon, but I do want to try these potatoes here. They kind of look like the potatoes you get at like a continental breakfast buffet. I got ahead of myself. They're definitely better than that. Seasoned very well, crisp on the outside, pillowy soft on the inside. I feel like this is what they could potentially be using in those potato flautas because the potatoes on the inside are just so soft. Like I said, the seasoning is really good. It's a good complement to the burger. My personal preference, I would have preferred the watermelon. But again, I know I'm like saying a couple things I would change or maybe dislike, but I would definitely still get this again. I still think the potato flautas though, those are my number one so far. I just add some eggs to it, like I said. But we are on to the final dish of our Lamplight Lounge brunch extravaganza, the Lamplight Chilaquiles. This has house-made tortilla chips tossed in a 3 chili red sauce, cheddar jack, 2 eggs up, queso fresco, cilantro serrano crema, and sliced avocado, topped with pepitas for $22. I am by no means a chilaquiles expert. I believe I have actually only had this dish one time, and it was over at Summer House on the Lake at Disney Springs at Disney World, and I did not care for their brunch in general there, and I don't think I enjoyed this dish. But in doing research for this video, I saw a lot of people ordering this and it looked really good, and I was like, you know what, I gotta give it a shot again. I feel like this is one of the more popular items on the menu here, so I definitely wanted to try it out. We've got our sunny side up eggs over top. We've gotta get these going here. Oh yeah, I love a good yolk pop. There we go, now we're ready. All right, we've got to load a chip up with all of these toppings here. Got to get some egg. I'm just cutting right into it. I don't know if this is the proper method of consumption, but it is my method of consumption. I love how that richness from the egg yolk kind of seeps into those fresh corn tortilla chips. I actually don't know if they're fresh, but they sure taste like it. The corn flavor is just so good in there. I also love the sauce that these chips are tossed in. It's not overly spicy, but it has a kick. I definitely think the flautas are way more spicy than this right here. Not to say this isn't spicy, because it does. Like I say, I always like to give a warning if things are a little bit spicy. But man, this is delicious. I got a little avocado on this bite here. I think it's gonna add a nice freshness. Yeah, that is delicious. This isn't saying much, but these are the best chilaquiles I have personally ever had. You'll have to let me know if you're a chilaquiles expert in the comments if these, and you've had these, if these compare to some actual, you know, good ones from some type of mom and pop restaurant or ones that maybe your family makes. But these are really good. The creaminess from the cheese, this has so many different flavors going on that work really, really well. This is a heavy meal though. We've got the brunch burger and this is just super heavy. So that watermelon would have come in clutch right about now, but the food has stood the test of time as far as the brunch menu. I really enjoyed all of this, man. I gotta get after more of these chilaquiles here. Usually I would stay here and relax and enjoy the view a little bit more, order another cocktail, because I wanted to show you guys a little bit more. I wanted to try that cinnamon toast crunch cocktail, but the restaurant is closed. Apparently a pipe burst or something, and they haven't even located it yet, so they're not sure if the restaurant's gonna reopen, when it's gonna reopen. And I was hoping to try that cocktail, and I was also hoping to head up to the boardwalk dining area because I heard they have some of the best wings. They're like a kimchi inspired fried wing, and I really wanted to try them out, but I don't know if it's in the cards today, guys. I believe Lamplight Lounge is now closed for the day. I'm not really too sure if they're gonna be reopening, and that was a unique dining experience. Not like one I have ever had before, and not like one I had hoped. I was looking for the chill Lamplight vibes, and I wasn't necessarily delivered that. But despite the weird, unique dining experience I was given, I still thoroughly enjoyed all of the food that I tried today. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think Lamplight Lounge is the only place at the Disneyland Resort that is actually serving up brunch. There are a ton of places serving breakfast. They have such good quick service breakfast here at Disneyland and DCA. But I think this is the only like sit-down restaurant actually serving brunch. And if you guys follow, you know I love a good brunch. I am a Disney World local, and I love going around Disney World, Disney Springs, the parks, the resorts, and trying all of the different brunches they have. That is like my favorite meal to review. So I'm glad I was able to hit the one here in DCA, the only one, I think. And as bizarre as my experience was there today, I know that's not typical. That's not how things are usually done over there. You know, I've dined there so many times and I've never had that happen. And despite all of the craziness that ensued today, I wish I could say I didn't have a good time at brunch, but I really did. I think that is such a good brunch. One that anytime I'm here in the parks on a weekend, I am gonna try and get a reservation for. And like I said, they only offer this brunch on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for a couple hours in the morning. So it is kind of hard to get a reservation. You know, Lamplight Lounge reservations are hard to come by for lunch and dinner that they serve 7 days a week. So, I mean, getting a brunch reservation is difficult, but is it worth it? Ultimately, yes, no doubt about it. So if you're gonna be in DCA during brunch, I definitely recommend you try to find yourself a reservation. I do think the brunch meal is better than the lunch and dinner these days. Like I said, it's a little bit hard, but if you can score the brunch res, definitely go for it. I wanna thank everyone for watching this video. Also, thank you to everyone over on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for the support. I am over here on the West Coast, but usually, like I said, I am a Disney World local. So if you don't already, if you've never seen my videos and you enjoy honest food reviews, I am always gonna give them to you. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.